you had to come back up here in a hurry, it would be difficult, right?
Better.
So I'm just explaining it to you so you're aware what you're getting into, okay?
Yes.
The gas emissions alone can be very dangerous, okay? Here you're taking a greater risk because you're actually in an old phreatic explosive crater. And this is a site of active degassing. This is most likely carbon dioxide degassing. And as I said, I can't tell you if this is a dangerous level in the lake because we haven't measured it yet, but I'll be measuring the fumaroles here. So we're working on this large project now, which is called ISVOLC, and this is investigating the effects of climate change and the ice retreat on future volcanic and seismic activity in Iceland. So at the moment, glaciers cover approximately 10% of Iceland, and the glaciers are presently retreating as a result of current day global warming. So this can influence volcanism in a number of ways. So firstly, more magma is being generated in the mantle as a result of decompression melting. And this is essentially because of the unloading when the ice melts from the glaciers and then the rebound of the crust. So on top of that, it can affect the stress fields in the crust. So this can actually change or alter magma migration pathways, which means that we could have new intrusions in different areas than what we've seen prior. Yeah, I think it's very likely that we will see future changes, but the question of course is, when will this start happening and by how much will it affect volcanic activity? So on top of that, it can affect the stress fields in the crust. So, I mean, Iceland is essentially one of the best places in the world to study this. It's a natural laboratory because we have both volcanism and glaciers. So at the moment, about 10% of Iceland is covered by glaciers. And we have over 32 active volcanoes here, many of which will be influenced by the GIA.
So every year for my decades of studies here, the changes of the ground here have been on the centimeter scale. But then suddenly, when the unrest began, we have had over 70 centimeters of uplift. So that's a lot. That's a big pressure increase. In an accident on a boat when there was a slide. In the last few decades, people have been more wondering about the beauty of volcanoes. Small eruptions, people going out to look at an eruption, seeing how spectacular they are. There are many benefits of volcanoes. All the geothermal heat, we heat all the houses with geothermal, so lots of benefits. But now, with the activity in southwest Iceland, where a lot of property has been destroyed and people have needed to move out, we are again reminded about how hazardous volcanoes are.
Cameras all over Iceland and it's film chasing ice and
Yeah, I've heard about it, but I don't.
Nei, en fyrir það var eftir stopp.
Það var stoppið í milli.
Because nobody sees this place. So you can see where the glacier line was 890. So the Geodetics Institute of Denmark was mentioning the glacier here in 1903. So that's its process of over 2 kilometers. This is 30 kilometers from here and edge of it. So I'm mentioning it here, here, and here. So that was in the first 15 years. It was a little bit forward, 10 meters backward, nothing big changes. But the last 10 years is going to be 100 meters each year. It's a one football field. Landscape to look at. So that was just.
I think, like, of course, it's just devastating to see, like, looking at photo albums and seeing, like, oh my God, you know, when I was growing up, the glaciers were so much bigger. I've sometimes said to people, like, it is like watching your friends disappear and having a very rough time. And we look at the glaciers out of our, you know, kitchen window every day. Charlotte grew up in here in Svinafell. She, her granddad.
Säkerare.